Alright, so my floor is cleaned up. Got all those shavings into the trash can. I have drawn a straight line right across the end of my guitar. Now this is where the 12th fret will meet the body. And I'm going to be taking measurements off of that point as I add braces on the other side. But in order to do that, I need to get rid of some material. And there are a few ways to do this. One easy way is to cut it with a saw. I'm going to take the razor blade box cutter and just continue moving down that line. Until it comes off nice and neat. Actually, I'm going to keep that handy. I don't know if I'll need it again or not. Alright. So here I am. I have a nice straight line up there. You can see that. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set this down top of my plantilla. Line my middle line, center line up. Line my center line. Same thing, other side. Center line there. Why is it important to have that center line drawn everywhere? Because if you made a good joint, you may not be able to see it. Alright, now we start laying out braces. Let's back up a little bit. If you have a big paper plan, refer to your big paper plan. If you have a template, use the template. If you have neither, go with neither. Alright. Folding this because it's going to make my life easier. It's been rolled up in a tube for so long it doesn't know how to behave when you try to flatten it out. So move on from there. So I need a piece of reinforcement here. I need some reinforcement around the sound hole. I've got 2 tone bars. I've got 7 fan braces, varying lengths and widths and heights. And then I have a bass bar that comes across the guitar top. Okay, so there's my scale directions. So from my 12th fret, I need to mark where my bridge will be. So I'm going to set this under camera. That will allow me to transfer things that I need to transfer. So give me a moment. Okay, so I wasn't exactly sure what I had going on there. I needed to make a bridge patch. I had a piece of wood ready to go. I just needed to go ahead and get some shaping on it. I need to flip that around. Yep. So my plan is drawn so that my bass side is showing on the left and my treble side is showing on the right. So it's as if you're looking through the top. So it's going to be reversed. And I've got to keep that in mind as I do this. So I've tapered my bridge patch the way I want it for the most part. And what I did is I also marked from up here, up at my 12th fret marker, down to where my end of my scale length is. And so I will actually be adding about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters to that mark. So if you're looking here, where my pencil is, you'll see that I have a little mark showing where my scale length is. My bridge patch will be slightly behind that because what happens is that when we actually put our bridge on the guitar, the slot where our saddle will be slightly behind that mark. So I'll need about 2 millimeters behind that where my bridge will sit. There are many plans that do not include a bridge patch. Oh, wrong way. This plan does. And what I understand about bridge patches is that they actually add some sustain to the guitar. The other thing that I need to do, I have not done yet, is this particular plan calls for a little curvature of the top behind the bridge. So if you'll just excuse me for a moment, I need to make a little piece. I'm just using a piece of an old belt. All I'm going to do with that is give it a little curve, and it's going to go up under down here. So move that out of the way for a moment. I'll be setting that in here. Lost my pencil. Oh. There you go, if you're wondering how to do that. Now, that will give me some curvature behind the bridge back here, which is good. I need that. In order to keep this in place while I do any other gluing, I need to lock it into place with a clamp of some sort. So my solution on this goes like this. And yeah, I put this part back down on there because it's a whole lot easier to unscrew just a little bit than it is to unscrew a whole lot. So let me zoom out. Oh, well, I just have to do this. Flip you over. That'll keep the top in place exactly where I want it, and ensure that I have a little bit of everything there. Alright. I'm going to flip that around. The glue is not yet at temperature, so I have to wait a moment. Alright, so my glue is about up to temperature, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done. Get my glue out of here, it's starting to get sticky on the outside. Alright. So I want to create a good glue joint with this. I know that it's been sanded and ready to go. A good bit of glue on there. Try not to get it on you. As soon as you start getting it on the wood, it's going to start cooling, so I'm going to work pretty quick, trying to get enough glue on there to make sure that we stick well. I have some marks on here to help me get this in the right place. And await, because I don't want to do that again. Now we're going to wait for that to get good and cool before I go for the next one. Alright, so we're working on cooling over there. I'm going to put my neck in place. I've got my mark to show me where my center line is. And I'm just going to draw around that. You'll look close underneath there. I'm not ready to put the neck on here, but I need to have a reference. So this is where my neck will go when I'm ready to put it on the guitar. I'll get the top fully braced and ready to go first. But I also need to make a patch to go between an upper brace above my sound hole, and the top of that piece. So I don't have a whole lot of space, so I'm going to get rid of some of this material. My rosette is there. My transverse brace will be about there. So I don't know that I really need this patch. I don't have enough room for it. So if there's the outside of my circle, this is going to be about 10 millimeters off of that. I will not need it. So I can just worry about that. And this should be about there. And my fan braces. Can use this to make that. So I'll be doing that part.